And now is the time to reveal that big secret. Hi, welcome to Bani Abroad. If you are new to this channel, then I make content on studying and settling abroad, which will give you an edge. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel right now. This is the third edition of Weekly Sawal, and in case that you are also interested in sending your questions, then that's super easy. You just have to stay tuned on my Instagram, that is Bani Abroad, and there I keep putting up stories. You can ask your question, and then in the next Weekly Sawal I'll answer that question. Easy, right? First question is from Sadiqshi, and she's asking about job opportunities after a 1-year course. So the 1 year or a 2-year degree, these do not play any role in landing your job. Of course, they play a role in the PGWP duration, but not in getting a job, as in which field would you get the job in. It entirely depends on your program, your background, your work experience, the industry that you want to go into. So it is a mixture of your past experience clubbed with your future goals. That is what will land you a job. Earlier I was going to record this video inside my room, but then I thought I should step outside and record this. I checked the temperature and it's 11 degrees, so I am feeling cold. I hope that I do not catch a cold, but I think this is better. Like, you get to see the scenery and you get to see the vibe before you are coming here. So just pray that I don't catch a cold so that I can make more videos outside. The second question is a personal, not just to me but to my entire MIM cohort. So the question is from Joshua. He's asking about what's the percentage of people that have already gotten a job. So our batch graduated in September and it's November now. I'll read out the exact question. What percentage of your batchmates got placed? What is the average salary? What is the typical job post MIM? So that's a really good question. You should know what you are in for if you are doing that degree. So an honest answer. Only a few students in our class have got placed. That is typical. It's not just that the COVID is playing a role, but the previous batch also, they took some time to land job. But I would say that a job, it depends on your background, because there are people from marketing, there are people from arts, there are people from medical, and then there are us engineers. So the roles and the salaries would also depend on your undergrad and then on your experience and your skills and how your personality is. Are you able to negotiate or not? Now, cutting to the chase, telling you the exact range. So the range would be $40,000 to $70,000. You can get anywhere in this range depending on your background and your experience. And those of you who are wondering, I did my Master of Management from the Schulich School of Business, and I think one video will do more justice to this question, because I have discussed, I guess, 9-10 points in detail that talks about myths of B schools, and this comes in that it's not that your struggle is over after you land into the top B school of Canada. The struggle does not end here. You have to hustle for your job. Now coming to the next part of the question, which was the job roles after this degree. So because this is a general management degree and this is the first year of MBA, you're open to all kinds of jobs, be it technical consulting, software developer, product management, project management, supply chain, marketing, finance, accounting. Depending on your background and the future goal that you have, you can try in any one of these roles. And now is the time to reveal that big secret. I have finally landed a job after all the hard work. So stay tuned on the channel. I'll make a vlog about my first day at a corporate job, in my first job here in Canada, and I'll also make another video in which I'll guide you through my application journey and what are the things that I did and how come I got this job faster compared to the average. I'll tell you my journey, and subsequently when my entire batch graduates, if there is a role that you are particularly interested in and if someone is working at your dream company or in your dream role, then I can interview them for you. Now before I head on to the next question, I just want to thank you all. Thank you each one of you, of all the 2,000 plus subscribers. That really means a lot. I started this journey and you have been supporting me. The love that I've got through Instagram messages and through the consulting sessions that I have, it has been so overwhelming. Thank you so much, and we are going to grow together, so keep this up. Then the next question is, ma'am, can I get your counseling number or something? So good news, now I have an entire website where you can browse the plans and also book a free consulting session. So if you're interested, the link is in the bio. It's collegiado.com. Now coming to the next question about biometrics and that they're closed and how would it impact the JAL intake. So I was accepting questions earlier, the biometrics opened, but now they have opened and I have made a detailed video on that. The link will be above. You can watch that and it will have all the details regarding the visa update. So I'll tell you just briefly that biometrics have opened in India for family class and study permits. The next question is from Sahib and he's asking, is it necessary to pursue CFA or CPA after MIM and also Master of Finance or MBA? So these designations, okay, so the question is that is it necessary to pursue the designations after you pursue Master of Management or your MBA or Master of Finance? There was a person speaking, okay, now he's gone. So the short answer is that it depends on how you want to take your career ahead. There is no compulsion. It's not mandatory that after you have completed this degree you have to pursue these designations, but if you decide that you want to pursue these, then you are in for a lot of good money and a lot of promotions because these are valued here in Canada. Now reading the next question, which is, yo, hope you are doing great. I'm hella confused. Yeah, I got an acceptance letter from Seneca. So I am assuming that the question is, should I accept that? I would say that among the colleges, Seneca has a good reputation. So if that's the case, then yes, you can consider starting there. I hope that answers your question and I hope that this was the question. By the way, this is the backside of my building. Not this building, these are 4 buildings which are similar. Mine is the next one, but this is where I live. So now coming to the next question, which is, are you doing a job after your masters or planning something else? Yes, as I mentioned, I've already gotten a job and I am really grateful. And it was not that it was handed out to me. I had no one here and I've struggled for the part-time job as well as now the full-time job. But finally the hard work has paid off. And stay tuned for that video because that is going to be really informative. Because what matters the most is that are you getting the ROI and was this course worth it, especially for those students who are interested in Master of Management. You should definitely not skip watching that video. The next question is about how to build your profile for top universities or B schools, and I have made a detailed video and I'll put the link there. But to tell you in brief, focus on the role and focus on the results, the process and how you can bring a change, how you can improve the results. Don't just focus on the title and the designation. And one thing to keep in mind, as I've told in the previous video also, don't mindlessly collect certificates. They are not going to do you any good. Build your profile by doing things that interest you and go beyond your comfort zone and bring in stellar results and give it the best that you can, because it's the stories that count and not the titles. The next question is about the most popular course these days, which is the MBA. So the question is, what are the total expenses when going to Canada for MBA? So the MBA at the top B schools would cost you anywhere around 100,000 Canadian dollars to 120,000 Canadian dollars, and that's just the tuition fee. Apart from that, you have to show a proof of $10,000 for your living expenses for the first year, and for the monthly living expenses I've made a detailed video and the link is above and also in the description box, so you can check that. But you can sustain yourself here and you can pay for your monthly expenses by doing a part-time job. For that, if you're doing a part-time job 20 hours a week, then that's sufficient to meet your living expenses. And apart from the tuition fee and the living expenses, there are a lot of miscellaneous expenses as well, such as the health insurance and what are the things that you have to do prior. So all those intricate components, those are all in that video. So if you want more detail, then you can watch that. The next question is about co-ops. Can you talk about courses with co-op, whether we should search for co-op on our own or otherwise? So for those who do not know, co-op is similar to the internships that we have back home. Now the question is if you should search it on your own or not. I'm assuming that the other option is that the college will search for you. So if the college is handing out things to you on platter, then that's good. You have an option to choose from that. And if it does not, of course you'll have to choose on your own. And the other thing is, even if the college is offering you companies to work for, but if you have networks to a company where you would eventually want to work, then I would say that shun the college resources, find a co-op on your own and find that in that company if that's possible. If not, you always have that backup which the college has given you, and then you can choose that company. So you can either choose it on your own, or even if the college is providing you, that's fine as well. So these were all the questions for today, and I will put a story soon on my Instagram, Bani Abroad. So if you have any questions that you want to ask me, and you can participate in that and your question will get answered. I hope that this weekly Sawal session was useful, and if you want that I should continue this weekly Sawal series, then please comment down so that I can gauge the interest and can plan accordingly, because I had stopped earlier and then I got requests from a few people who told me to do it again, but then I want to gauge the interest of the majority. So please let me know in the comment box if I should resume continuing this series. If you chanced across this video, then I'm pretty sure that you would be interested in these two videos as well. And of course, now if you like this video, then make sure that you smash that like button and hit that subscribe button, and not to forget the bell icon. Yes, you are right. Thank you so much, and until my next video, take care and stay happy. Bye.